Hi, welcome back to Making It with Minglet. As you can see, I am upstairs. I have been able to make it upstairs the past 2 days, so I brought my craft supplies back up. But I just want to let you know what I've been doing. I have been working on this list of over 100 prompts, and this is Janet M. Young. You can go to her YouTube page and you can find it on her community tab. But she does this every year and it starts on New Year's Eve. She presents it and then it runs through the whole year. But if you decide to do it and you get it done by April the 1st, you have at least 90 of them done. She'll put you in for a drawing for a prize, which I think is super nice. But I've been doing it just for the fun of it because I was downstairs recovering. I didn't really have the equipment or the setup or a quiet space to record. So, anyway, this is my page for the prompt number 40, and I really like the way it turned out. What I did was I took the prompt is tag, and so I took tags that I'd been saving from clothing to upcycle and put them on this page because some of them were kind of cute. This one came off of a plant that we got my husband for Christmas. It's a snowman and it's an air plant, and it says "Be you, kindly yours, squeeze me," which I thought that was funny. That came out of a pair of shoes, and these were from some things that I had purchased at thrift shops or vintage shops. I can't show you everything at one time, so I'm going to adjust this so you can see my pocket here. Okay, this came from my friend Tracy, and Tracy sent me a big box of Happy Mail, and that box of Happy Meal has been used quite a bit in here. But I took the tags from clothing and I used some of the strips that she had sent, and I made these. Most of them were made on a live stream with Michelle. Uh, I will put a link to her, but let me just show them to you one by one. I'm going to go ahead and pull them all out because that's going to be the easiest way for you to see them. But I made this pocket. I wanted it to be sturdy, and I made it to where I could put some tags that are ready to go. Now, they don't have to stay in this pocket, but everything here is something that was either on a piece of clothing or it was something that I did not pay anything for. The cords, most of it was in some of my mom's scrappy stuff. Take the risk. And then we have the little duck, and I found some pink ribbon to go on it. And all of these have like a little note card, lined note paper on the back. This one is one I made earlier, and I thought, well, I want to put that one in there because I like the way it turned out. This was out of a piece of clothing. That's a part of the inside of an envelope. So we're recycling. That one I put, that's a grocery bag on the back of that, but it coordinated, and this was off of a pack of candy. So, you don't have to spend a lot of money to be able to be creative. I think working within your means and using things that you have, makes you a smart crafter. And that's some of my doodling. And that's that raffia. There was some of that in my mom's stuff. I've said that it'll take me a lifetime to use all of her stuff. My kids will probably be using her stuff too. And this one I really, really like. This was a piece of GIMP that was kind of frayed. And rather than take that frayed piece away. I wanted it to stay, and it gives it a lot of character. So that's that page. Now the next one I'm going to do, let me find the number on this one. It's going to take me a little bit to get my things kind of integrated back together. I can't sit in this chair. This chair does not, the height of it makes my knee get really, really tight and, not very happy. All right, I need to go to page 85. So let me pull this out of the way a minute. It's getting very thick. It's getting the gator mouth. All right, so let me see. Can you read this? Let me get it down a little bit. All right, so for my tassel, I have decided to use fabric and scraps. What I have done already is I took fabric. This was one of my favorite skirts, and I loved it so much that I have used it quite a bit. But it's it was like a soft gauzy type skirt, so the fabric really tears easily. So I've cut it into strips. Now I've already worked on it just a little bit, just for the sake of time. What that is at the top is a 1-inch ring binder. Is that the only thing you can use? No. If you have jewelry making stuff, there's lots of ways to do it. But what I have done is I have looped the fabrics that I've got cut already over the top. Now it's probably not going to be as long as it is right now, because that might be a little bit long for this book. But what I want to add to it now is I'm gonna grab my scrap bag up. I'm gonna let you peek. All right, so this is a big plastic bag. It's got all kinds of fabric, not fabric scraps, but ribbon scraps. Some of these were from my mom's. She used to make all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to go through and I'm gonna pull some things out that I can, say, okay, I can use that. This looks like some cording that may have come off of a pillow or something. And I do have purple in this, so let's just throw this on here. I'm going to thread it through. And what inspired me to do this video today is yesterday I was watching Colleen, CK, and Kathy doing their live, and they were doing some really fun stuff. But we started talking about tassels, and she said, I don't know how to make a tassel. So I've looked at different things, and I thought, okay, this is what I have. This is what I can do. So there's some of that raffia. It's green. I've got some green in there. I'm digging deep in here, girls and boys. It's almost like well, I have to tell you the story a little bit. When I was a kid, my mom sewed all the time. She sewed for people. She made all of our clothes. She sewed for people. She just did a lot of different things. So we would go to this fabric store. And this fabric store was near an underpass, and so some people called it the underpass, but we had our own special name for it because they had lots of old stuff in there. We would go and just basically, my mom would be in there for a while, so she would buy us a soda and a pack of nabs. And that was our treat, to behave. And we would sit on top of bundles of fabric. Well, as we got older, she would let us roam around the store. And we got down into the basement of the store one day. and my brother and I encountered something that we were not expecting. It was a little bit scary. So we both had pulled out like a board that the fabric is sitting on, the bolts. We had pulled a couple of those out, and we're sitting there eating our nabs. And I happened to look over, and within, just a couple of feet up from where I was sitting, there was a snake skin. Oh my goodness. My brother, as soon as I said something, I said, we need to move. We can't stay here. And he said, why? I said, just come on. Well, he was a stubborn little booger. And, he thought he was going to be tough. I said, look, there's a snake skin. If there's a snake skin, there's a snake. I said, you got to get out of here, man. You can't stay here. So we went upstairs, and he was like hysterical at that point. Me, I had no fear of snakes because, I played in the woods, and when you play in the woods, you run into snakes. You just give them their space, let them do their thing, and you just move on. But my brother was kind of scared of them at that point. He had not learned, that if you don't mess with them, they generally don't mess with you. But he went upstairs squawking and carrying on like, his butt was on fire. And before long, Mama was in an uproar. She had to check her stuff out quickly. We had to get out of the store because he was making a scene. And what it all come down to is my mom started telling us, come on, we're going to the snake pit. And it was just a joke from that point on. You just never know what's going to come up in a day. But we laughed about that for many, many years. And when the place closed down, Mama says, well, I don't know what we're going to do now. Well, by then, we were starting to get fabric places all around us, so it wasn't quite so traumatic. But okay, so now that you've had your funny story for the day, this is getting thick. So what I want to do is I'm going to grab, I do have rubber bands on my desk somewhere, and my desk is very secure right now. It looks like a mess. Hey, Darcy, if you're watching, I feel your pain, my friend, because right now my whole room is a disaster. I've just brought stuff back up, dumped it, and run. It's not easy, when you've been downstairs for almost 5 weeks. I'm 4.5 weeks out from surgery, and I'm doing extremely well. Alright, now I'm just using this rubber band right now to hold these ribbons tight. Don't use a rubber band that you're really in love with, because you might not want to do that. There was one other thing I was thinking about. Let me grab, I've got some sequins that I got from, let's see, from Becca. So, some sequin ribbon. Let me grab that. And I do move slow, so give me just a second or two. I have to make sure my knee's going to do what it's supposed to do. I'm not exactly a big sequin fan, but there's no reason I can't put something kind of sparkly in here. And I thought about this when I was downstairs thinking about how I was going to make this tassel. And if you have any doubts about what to do, I use Pinterest a lot. I find a lot of people post up things there that make it pretty simple. And they're little short videos, so if I don't know where they're at on YouTube, I may be able to find them there easily with the search engine. And I don't know if y'all play on Pinterest or not. I mean, I know it's old school, but I have found that I really, really like the new collage feature. So if you have not played with that, it's fun. It's like putting it together on paper, except you're doing it with digital stuff that you're finding, on Pinterest. So, okay, now all I have to do now is find that magical star place. This should be fun. Oh, there we go. There we go. I should have done that before I put my rubber band on, but we'll make it work. Just thread through the hole. And if I pull it over to the side, I can kind of control where it goes. So I'm going to put one on one side, and then I'm going to put one on the other. Now you can use a jump ring for this. If you've got a jump ring that's, a reasonable size, you can do that. I just know I bought these 1-inch things and they were small. I don't know. When I look at the sizes and, I think, oh, that'll work. Well, they were too small for what I wanted them for. And so I had to order some more. And by the same token, I watched Possum Patty when she was working and cleaning up her room for the beginning of the year, her craft room. And she also uses the ring binders, but she uses hers to make to get ready for making a journal. Where she collects like her cereal boxes, she'll go ahead and do like a 3-hole punch and make them a size where that's going to fit. And once she does that, she comes back and starts her journal. But she had some binders, and I should have messaged her because I didn't hear what size those binders were. And if I had have heard her, I would not have ended up with 3-inch or 4-inch rings, because they're bigger. They're big enough to go up all the way up my arm, literally. My husband said, well, what'd you need those for? And I'm like, I didn't. I didn't want to tell him I didn't, but it was the truth. I didn't need them. I just wanted them because I thought, well, maybe if I do what she does, I won't have quite as much paper in my closet. I've got one box that I save cardboard packaging in, and that's the one I use. I guess it would help if you could see what I'm doing. I have got this piece of ribbon. I'm going to go ahead and tie it around where the rubber band is. And I'm not going to do it tight at first because I am going to take my little teeny tiny scissors when I find them. Oh, yeah, right here. There's one pair. Okay, so I'm going to cut that rubber band off because I don't want it to show through. And then I'm going to slide this down. Come on off of there. You're trash now. Trash, trash, trash. All right. Let me get that pulled. Which way? That way. Maybe I should put it further down. Oh well, you can learn from my mistakes. These are suggestions. I'm not an expert. I am just a crafter. I don't claim to be an expert, trust me. But I believe that we can learn from each other. And I believe that we can enjoy having each other's company on the journey. Wherever we go, whatever we do. It's kind of nice to know you're not out there by yourself doing something. So, all right. Now, I am going to cut I'm just going to go around and cut in no particular manner here to then it's going to be a little more thick. It's going to make it a little thicker. And I don't want them all going in the same direction, so I'm trying to switch up. Okay. Getting there. We will have number 85 knocked out here within a few minutes. Had to take my glasses off. I'm having troubles with my close work today. While I was downstairs recuperating, I've got to revisit, some things that we used to do during the winter time when I was younger. We would always work puzzles. So I worked all but 2 of them that I had taken down. And I thought, well, I probably will do 4 or 5. And then my husband started ordering stuff, and he ordered one that had cars on it. And I will post a picture of that on my Facebook page. But that particular one was all Mopars, which is his love, his first love. And all right, so here we go. We got that. Now I'm going to fluff it out. Now there's a couple ways that we can do this. I can sew some kind of jewel or gem or tassel or something like that. Let me see what I've got close at hand. Nothing in that one. Okay. I won't sew that on right now, but I will make a picture of it, or maybe a short when I do that. But I will be putting something else on that. Now, I could realistically open this up and just hook it to the spirals on the outside of my journal. I know Possum Patty, when she finishes her ring binder one, she always takes and puts ribbons on it, and it really is cool. But that is going to be just a simple fabric ribbon tassel that took very little effort, but it was fun. You could even take these, if you wanted to make these tassels and not necessarily use that ring, you could actually make like a little fairy out of it. If you wanted to add wings and make one a little bit smaller and not quite so heavy, you can make like little fairies out of them and give them wings. So there's a couple of ideas. I hope you've enjoyed the video today. It's been a while, and I know it has. My number one priority was to work on my physical therapy and get as mobile as possible. And I've been very fortunate in that I've been able to do that rather quickly. Most people are not climbing steps, on any regular basis when they're at this stage. So I'm grateful, to be where I am with my recovery. Hopefully there'll be no setbacks, but I'll get back on my schedule to where I try to put up at least 1 video a week, maybe more. And I want to thank all of you that have subscribed to my channel. I now have over 300. And I started it in January of last year, so I feel like that is an accomplishment that I'm proud of, and I want to thank you for that. If you have friends that you think might enjoy, the stuff I do, I try to keep it simple. I don't spend a lot of money on supplies. I buy things that are practical and I can get the most bang for my buck for. So, you know, I feel like doing that, it makes it to where anybody can craft. If you've got scraps of stuff laying around, I can teach you how to use it. So thank you so much, and I hope you will all be well. Enjoy the weather that you're having. Enjoy these days that, if you can't go outside, that you can look out and see the birds, or, find something to make you happy and to make you feel good. And always remember, art is therapy. Bye bye.